welcome to the Double Stuff Podcast. We are double the hosts, double the topics, and double the fun. I'm Sarah.
I'm Alan.
I'm Charity.
I'm Dan.
And we are officially, we've been officially in the autumn season, but now that Halloween is over, we are definitely in the fall season.
Yay!
Because we are in November, and November is one of my favorite months of the year.
Yes.
Because it leads to Christmas, which is my favorite second month of the year. But now that we're officially in the autumn season, there's a lot of things that we like and don't like about it. I mean, I think most of us here enjoy it now that the weather is finally getting cool.
Absolutely.
And, you can pull out the sweaters and the sweatshirts and the parkas, and depending on how cold it gets where you live. So we're just going to talk about what we like and don't like about fall.
Let's talk about what I like about fall.
Yeah. Now,
nothing I don't like.
Well, I was just talking about the cold weather.
Okay.
It's okay, but I actually kind of like the warmer weather. I think.
Wrong answer. Say it again.
I'm with Charity on this one.
In terms of clothing, I think I look much more attractive in sleeveless.
We're not talking about attractive. We're talking about
I look better. So it sounds weird. I look better wearing less clothes and more clothes. That's exactly what that sounds like. But it's just the fact that I kind of like the warmer, pleasant weather, but you guys seem to like the colder, biting weather.
Well, one of the reasons why I like the autumn, coming into October, for baseball, we're coming up on the World Series, and then NFL has started. I like to watch
all
football.
Good things happen around this time of
That's
year.
absolutely. It starts getting darker, sooner.
See, I don't like that. I like my daylight saving. I wish we could have the cold weather and still have some sunlight. I don't like that it gets dark at 5 p.m.
I like darkness. Hello, darkness.
Yeah, I'm like, why'd you say that like that? I like darkness. No sunlight in my life.
It definitely helps out for my wife and I be able to say it's time for bed when the sun has gone down. That's a huge
parent
help.
tricks for anyone that's got children.
But Dad, it's 5 p.m. The moon is out. Go to bed.
Well, in the summertime, where it's like it's dark at like 9:30, and you're like,
oh, I love
it's 7 o'clock, time to go to bed. And they're like, why? And I'm like, dang it, you're right.
You win this one, kids.
That's right.
What about you, Dan? What do you like or not like about the fall weather?
Oh, I like everything about the fall. It's my favorite season. I dislike nothing. Fall is where it's at. For me, it's skateboarding weather. So I used to do a lot of skateboarding in the fall. Hoodies. I'm a big fan of coats. So I like to layer in my coats and stuff. So yeah, fall all the way.
It's only in recent years that I've actually been able to find coats that look good on me, because I feel like the Michelin Man. When you're kids, when you're a kid and your parents get you those coats, and
you look like on a Christmas story when they have the
snowsuit. It's so puffy and stiff, and I'm like, why can't
guys? I love that movie.
Even at that age, I'm like, why can't I find a coat that looks cute and I don't have to look like a marshmallow?
Because the last time, so quick story, I think this was 2 Christmases ago. Our dad had surprised us for Christmas and got us new winter coats, and he ordered them from a certain place where most things come from.
Not the United States.
Out of the United States. But because he got them out of the United States, sizing charts are different.
Okay.
So you have to get a really large size to fit an American size. And so I think my dad kind of overshot the size. And so when I tried on my coat, it was down to my knees. The sleeves went past my fingers, and I put on the hood, and it swallows my head. And I was like, Dad, I think this is the wrong size.
Maybe he ordered you a Snuggie.
I don't know what it was. We had to take it back. I was like, I can't see, I can't drive. It was like a night shirt sort of thing.
But I think the other extreme happened. I think you ended up getting something that was too small for you. Or at least with the hood.
There's no Goldilocks, just right.
Yeah, and when you buy stuff now, whenever I buy clothing online, I look.
That's true, because you can't try anything on anymore.
So I look for a sizing chart, so you can measure, your chest, hips, all of that stuff, and that way, okay, I think this will fit. Instead of saying, "Oh, I'm an extra large," but that's an American extra large. But what if you're ordering from somewhere else? So you have to make sure that it fits.
Yeah.
Which is why we need a universal sizing chart if all the stores are closing and everything's going online.
Absolutely.
Public service announcement for the world.
Okay.
Well, really quick, since everybody seems to like things, this is going to be a really short episode since I can't talk about stuff I don't like. Well, everyone likes anything. Thank you for joining for a Double Stuff podcast.
All right, Sarah, lay it on us.
Okay.
We might agree with you.
Autumn Scrooge you. What else do you not like?
I'm not an autumn Scrooge, but there are some things I don't
List
really
your
prefer.
grievances.
Well, I talked about this in the camping episode in season 2, but
Okay.
I did talk about how I'm not a fan of stepping in leaves.
Oh,
is
you did.
Absolutely ridiculous. Crunchy leaves is the epitome of fall. You
Yeah.
look for that dead brown leaf and you purposefully go out of your way to step
Oh,
on it.
it's just.
Are you broken?
Wow. You have a really strong feeling about this.
She's always been that way. I
Yeah.
remember, I think we told this story in another podcast.
We did.
But when we were little, she would help rake the leaves. We would all be in the yard and she would rake this clean, perfect green circle of grass to stand on.
Uh-huh.
And she would not step outside of that circle.
And then I would rake around.
Yeah,
it.
and after a while, your rake only goes so far. And so,
Yeah, but then as you do that, then your little circle gets bigger, and then
That's
you
true.
can kind of edge your way closer, and then rake some more.
meanwhile, Christy and I, my little sister, we're looking for a huge pile and we are jumping in it. And Sarah is like in the corner cringing.
Because the wind moves the leaves, and then they get in your car, and then they get on the porch, and then if it rains, they get all wet. When they stick to the bottom of your shoe, that's that's the I can't even word. I can't even.
Yeah,
There
Sarah's
has to be-
broken again.
There has to be other people that are out there like you. We haven't found them yet, but
No
there-
one.
Somewhere in the world.
somewhere in the world, there has to be somebody else that shares
People
this
used to tease.
compulsion.
People used to tease me
Yes.
because
Shout out if you're a leaf hater on social media.
Yeah.
is there one more in the world out of the billions of people in the world? There's got to be one or two of us. But it's just like I used to come, when I was in school and, coming from the dorms to all the different buildings, and I'm sitting here trying to play hopscotch and step on the clean parts of the sidewalk, and
Mhm.
people look at me like,
Sarah
what
was
is
an
her
interesting
problem?
child.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, that's something that I don't, ever since I could walk, that's been an issue.
Okay,
with
I
me.
just looked up on Wikipedia. It
there-
says philophobia is the fear of leaves.
Ooh.
I'm not-
So there you go.
And
I'm not
it's
scared.
official.
There's
I'm not.
official.
I'm not
There's
scared of them.
botanophobia, which is a fear of all plant life.
Trees just freak me
Wow.
out.
I mean, it's a real
No,
thing. It's online, so
I'm
it must
not-
be
It's like
true.
that M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Happening.
Yeah.
And it's happening all over the floor. No, I'm not scared of leaves. I just don't like them. You can have a hatred for something and not be scared of it, right? Is that how that works?
I feel like this is leading to a political discussion. We should
No.
probably
Yeah.
turn back.
It's not like there's leaves on the ground and I start having, short breaths and my blood
So
pressure
as
goes
long
up. I'm
as
just
leaves
like,
know their place and they stay in the trees, you're okay with them?
I'm cool with it.
Well, speaking of trees,
Well, to be fair, so leaves that fall off of trees are technically dead leaves, right? So what you don't like is zombie leaves. You like
Ooh.
live leaves that are
Oh.
on trees, and they're
Leaves.
you know.
That's that B drive-in movie that we need to make. It's like
To go back to things we like about autumn, so it still has to do with leaves, but I do, it sounds so cliche, I do like it when the leaves change color.
yeah.
And
it is pretty.
during the times that I've traveled, I actually got a chance to be on the East Coast, New England stateside
Oh.
when it was
Yeah.
fall. And so just driving through that while we were on tour, you're on the highways and stuff, but just seeing all of the leaves change, it looks like a calendar. And
Mhm.
that's like one
Yeah.
of the most beautiful things that I've seen,
Yeah.
is the changing leaves. I have a friend who lives up in Maine and I would someday like to go visit her soon.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
it's just lovely up
I love that. I love walking around with when I take the dog out for a walk and seeing the changing of the leaves. And then also, this is about the time of the year where you start to smell like wood burning from the chimneys.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
we got a wood burning fireplace here. We have little fires, and the girls are starting to get a little bit too old. But I mean, in the past, we've made s'mores here at home.
Oh, you're never too
I'm
old
just saying,
for
I don't,
s'mores.
I don't know if you can really outgrow s'mores.
I've
you know?
outgrown them. They're
Really?
way too sweet now.
No, okay.
Oh,
you
what
need-
I think
what
my
an
tongue has,
adult!
like-
What an
No,
adult!
Yeah,
you need
I
graham
am.
crackers and marshmallows and Reese's, not Hershey's.
That
Oh, I've never done
sounds way too decadent.
No, what is wrong with you?
That does sound way too decadent. But it actually kind of also sounds delicious.
Okay, Dan, that's a very political answer to my s'mores.
Well, here's the thing. And now, whenever the girls have the s'mores, I'll take a dad tax and I'll take a bite. But
Dad tax.
I can't do a whole s'mores. That's way too
Well,
much.
the graham crackers can be broken into four, so you can make her a mini graham cracker or a mini s'more.
Yeah, but
that's no fun. You gotta do all or nothing.
But he don't
right?
want it because he's weird.
well, that's that. And then I'm also thinking, as a parent, when you're doing s'mores and you got the marshmallow on the telescopic marshmallow stick, whatever.
Yeah.
It's really hard to wash them though.
But that's why you get wooden ones and then just throw them away. So you take
They
the
make
wooden,
disposable ones?
yeah, so you take the wooden sticks. You can get them from Walmart or Dillon's or even at the dollar store. I think Sarah and I had
think
gotten
so,
them
yeah.
for a friend who was getting married in October. But you can
Mhm.
get those and you soak them in water for a couple hours.
Is it like a bamboo? Is it like a kebab thing? Like a big
They
kebab
do
thing?
kind of look like
They are
skewers.
that, but you do the same thing. So you soak them in water, and that way, when you hold them over the fire, it's
They
not
don't burn.
kindling. It doesn't burn, and then when you're done, you can just toss them.
yeah.
Yeah, didn't
well,
sway me. I
well,
still
see,
don't like s'mores.
and see, in s'mores, you only do it like once a year. So you only eat them. You
That's
only eat.
true.
You only eat like one.
Because you're only in the
Yeah.
mood for it. Well, it's like eggnog. You're only in the mood for it at Christmas. You're not gonna
here
have
we go with eggnog.
you're not gonna have eggnog in July.
we'll,
No.
we'll push that later on because I got
yeah,
'cause we got
we'll
stuff
save
with
that.
that,
I've
yeah.
got strong feelings about eggnog.
apparently Alan is to eggnog as Sarah is to leaves. I think that's what that sounds like.
Okay, so did everybody find something that they didn't like about autumn, or were you trying to figure that
Yeah,
out?
apparently it's
'Cause-
just
'cause
me
it's
that
just
doesn't
that-
like it.
I love autumn because at this point everybody is in a better mood because we've had a long hot summer.
Yeah.
Everybody's ready for the weather to change. And
Oh, I got
you
one.
got Halloween and candy and my birthday.
I got one.
Yeah.
I got one because you're coming out, and this kind of goes back to what you were talking about, Sarah, about wardrobe. So you're coming out of summer, and you're not used to grabbing a jacket. One of the things that is a slight annoyance, but I've gotten used to it over the years, is when the girls, they don't want to have a jacket. I'm like, fine, you're going to learn, grab a jacket. I don't need a jacket. And then we get into like 7, 8 o'clock at night, sun's going down,
Yeah.
everything's getting cold,
Yeah.
and they're freezing. And then they want my jacket. So I have to
Like,
give
nope,
them my
sorry,
jacket.
girls. This you have to learn the hard way.
Yeah. And I don't want to be that dad. I'm like, hey, be fine. You said you'd be fine.
The one thing I don't like about autumn is it doesn't last long enough because I hate the heat of summer.
There
I hate
you
the
go.
cold
Thank
of winter.
you.
I like that
Thank
middle
you,
ground.
Dan.
That's right.
Yeah, I like that answer, Dan. That's
Okay, I can think
that's
of
the
no.
way-
It's also signifying that you're coming to the end of fishing season because it's getting too cold.
You can buy
to
fish
fish.
at the store. They've already been caught. You don't have to get up early.
You can get them already cooked.
I was fishing and I was reeling in my lure. I wasn't catching anything. And all of a sudden I was hearing like this really weird sound, and I was looking at my reel. I was like, what's that really high pitched whirring sound? And I was looking around. I was like, man, am I gonna have to take this apart or something? And then I realized that the water that was coming in off of the line as it was going through the eyes on the pole were icing over. Okay, I guess I'm done fishing
It's too
for this.
I was waiting for you to say. I heard the sound and the fish was mocking me. But
I'm just picturing Alan with like a little toy, like a little kid's fishing rod at the
Yes.
supermarket over the frozen food section, trying to catch a fish stick. He's like, "Oh, I got one."
he's got his little hat, face backwards and sitting like Huckleberry Finn. He's barefoot, got the tattered jeans.
I can endure a lot. I can endure a lot of cold while fishing. Once the fish stop biting and there's ice gathering on the pole, I'll admit it's probably time.
even the fish are wearing coats. It's like
I'll wait till
way.
It's like, I'm not going out.
It's
I
way
don't care
too
if that worm's up there.
way too cold to get caught today, man.
See, I don't mind being cold. If I have the choice of being hot or being cold, I would rather be cold because you could always layer up. And Sarah was talking about clothing earlier. I love wearing scarves and hats and boots and all that. And I've been waiting forever to wear hats because if you wear a hat in the summer, you just kind of sweat through it.
Yeah.
But I have so many cute hats and I can only wear them from like October to February ish. And then they have to go back into hiding. And it's so sad.
Are you guys into hand warmers too? You guys
No,
do the
that's
hand warmers?
sweaty palms.
hand
I don't like them either. I
Yeah.
don't like them.
I guess like turn of the century, you could wear those big muffs, when you go ice
it's
skating.
like it's kind of like
It's like a little pack.
yeah, it's
that
a
you hold.
chemical reaction or something.
Yeah,
But those
I
are
had to use a
only-
lot of those in the
Those are
hospital.
only good if you're like outside for a long period of time doing a sporting event or if you're out
Ooh,
camping
speaking
or
of which,
whatever.
good hack. So you're sitting on a cold aluminum bleacher seat. Throw a couple of those into your
back pocket.
pockets.
Oh, so
get a
eat- and
nice
then
You
eat-
cool
will
seat.
burn.
You get the each cheek is warm. I think that's how that works, right?
But we're not roasting a chicken here.
Heat cheeks. That's the name of it.
That's probably only good if you're standing up because if you're sitting, it's like hatching an egg. Like that is pressed against your skin.
Jerry talking like from experience. Last time I had to.
I don't mind being cold. I never get cold unless it's like icing and snowing out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not putting on.
Well, and the wind, and that's
wind,
the big thing. As long as
That's
there's
true.
like not a big wind chill, I can endure a lot. But once that wind chill kicks in,
then your nose starts
it's
running.
terrible.
Yeah.
Now I have been more
You're
open
starting
to
to sway me here, Sarah.
I know. The longer we sit here, Alan's becoming this grumpy old autumn hater man.
Too cold.
We got another autumn Scrooge here.
No, it's just the fact. I mean, like I said, I don't hate autumn. It's just there's things I don't like about it.
Nope. You're still wrong.
But the one thing we can all agree on, and now the weather's getting cold, is that we don't have to deal with bugs anymore. That is something.
The flies were crazy.
Is it like they're down there with you, Dan?
Yeah, you got them Florida moths getting their tans on.
Yeah.
They're on retirement.
We haven't seen a lot. We haven't seen a lot of moths, but the problem is that it's starting to get cold here. And by that, with my air quotes, I mean it's getting into like the 70s. So like I see people who are actually like wearing longer sleeves. Oh, I know, but that means that the bugs don't go away. They're all just like, no, it's vacation all year round.
See, I couldn't live in Florida. You're a better man than I am, or you're actual man.
I hope so.
You know what I meant.
I can just see it. Like Dan and his wife are strolling down the Florida streets, and you see this mosquito with suntan laying on a cot, getting his away. Hey Dan, what's up?
Hey Dan.
Because they speak. You know how mosquitoes speak.
Buzz off.
Oh, he's sitting there talking mean things to them bugs. But I hope for this random episode of our Welcome into Fall, both our likes and dislikes have been perfectly showcased in this
Mostly
episode.
likes. I would say 2 out of the 4 people are wrong in this podcast, and the right people are me and Dan. Right, Dan?
there seems to be a bit of one-sidedness.
Yes, thumbs up for Dan.
There seems to be some favoritism going on in this episode. But I'm not upset.
Autumn Scrooge.
Well, bundle up and enjoy the fall weather as best as you can.
As best as you
can. #Autumn Scrooge.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. You can find other episodes at doublestuffpod.com or on your favorite podcast apps. You can also join the fun on social media on Facebook and Instagram at Double Stuff Podcast and on Twitter at Double Stuff P. That's the letter P.